Let's do it. We're here.
Oh, it's Selection Sunday.
Selection Sunday.
We made it out of New York. We survived New York. We obviously had our trials and tribulations, but we're back in our studio in Los Angeles, and it's better than ever. Mark Titus, look at this.
Oh my God, I'm just staring at the bracket, and feelings are washing over me.
Yeah, it's real.
It is about to happen. We are watching along as everyone else is. We got Bill Self on our television, being all chummy with the CBS guys. He's feeling good. Bill Self feels good right now about this team, and
absolutely.
And why not? You know,
wins the regular season. Wins the tournament. Again, I said this on the podcast last night. 12 of the 25 Big 12 conference tournaments belong to Kansas.
Right.
Ridiculous. So basically half.
Bruce Weber resigns.
Yes.
Will Wade gets fired from so the FBI scandal that's touched like all these programs. And,
yes.
And Kansas got involved, and Bill Self just smirked his way on through it, and enemies are dropping left and right.
Well,
Bill Self is on top of the throne. He's feeling good.
I think when he brought Snoop Dogg into the late night, I think that was his message to the haters that there is no problems here. Don't worry about it. And we even asked him back in 2019 at the Maui Invitational about that time period and what he'd have to say to the haters, and he didn't seem worried at all. And look at him now. I think they're a sneaky team. Obviously, they're going to be a 1 seed, but
a sneaky 1 seed.
A sneaky 1 seed. A lot of people not buying.
They're going to sneak up on the Kansas Jayhawks. I don't know if you guys have heard of this team.
Yeah, pretty big team.
No, I know what you mean. I sold a lot of my Kansas stock.
I never sold.
Yeah, I still don't think they're
Agbaji.
This doesn't make a move. This Kansas team doesn't make a move for me. All right, Tate, what are we, like 15 minutes away from the start of the selection show, which means we're about 48 minutes away from the bracket reveal. That's how it works with CBS. So they'll start the show, and then
get a lot of takes in.
Is Chuck on the show? Chuck's not on the show.
I don't think so. He might be.
What is he on? Like he's on like a TBS with.
He might be the second screen.
He's the second screen experience.
Yeah.
All those guys got to organize all their notes and read up on all these teams. But between now and then, let's have some conversation. What are we waiting to see? Because I was thinking about this. What are the big questions going into this selection? Obviously, like we kind of already have an idea of who's going to make it. Honestly, like even the bubble. This is always interesting to me. The bubble becomes.
We're so informed now with the metrics that matter and the bubble resumes, and obviously we've joked on the show about all the bubble boys. I mean, I feel like it's created a new industry of reporters. So we're so informed that as like a Wake Forest lost to Boston College, we were all able to do the calculus to say, well, that takes them out, and then that bumps up this team. And then when Virginia Tech wins the ACC tournament, they get the automatic bid.
Right.
So there's implications there. We saw that with Davidson. Richmond beats Davidson. Now that has implications. We know so much about the bubble.
So much. If this was the 90s, Xavier fans would be like,
we're in.
We have a chance.
We're
going to be. And then the selection show happens, and they're like, what the hell?
And Michigan would probably be at home and saying we have no chance to be in.
Yes.
But with the metrics, they probably deserve to be in.
Yes. But unfortunately, as you said, we know a lot now. So like the element of suspense is kind of
really is bliss.
Is sort of taken away. But I don't know. We could be surprised. They could reveal it, and they could surprise us. As
what can I ask you that question? What would be the most surprising / shocking thing that could come out of Selection Sunday to you? Is it Coach K being a 1 seed despite everything?
I mean, come on. Duke's not even going to be a 2 seed.
I mean, we'll see.
Duke hasn't beaten a ranked team since the Gonzaga, right? Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean,
they haven't beaten yeah.
But they were apparently leaps and bounds above the rest of the ACC, even though they struggled against all of the ACC.
What are you doing? We have like an hour and a half of show, and we're 30 seconds in, and you're already bringing up Coach K.
It's the most surprising thing that can happen.
It is Tate's birthday, by the way, so I would like to acknowledge that. Happy birthday to Tate.
Yeah.
So I don't want to kill you too much because it is your birthday, and I know you get excited to shit on Coach K.
No, but you thought once upon a time that this was a day of destiny, that I would be sitting here on my birthday and that Coach K would be destined for a 1 seed. I have to point out that we're not there.
I didn't think that was going to happen. I was doing my due diligence, and I saw it as a potential.
You saw a path.
Yeah. I sent out a text to all of our crew. I was like, just FYI, put Tate on suicide watch for his birthday, just in case. Just in case Carolina misses the tournament and Coach K gets a 1 seed. That's not going to happen. Carolina's going to be in.
Yeah.
The thing that we have to look out for, one of the things this show is certainly we have our eyeballs peeled for, is Ohio State Carolina first round game might be happening.
It
might be happening.
If it does happen, then I think the committee, one, knows the show, which is, great. Good to see that. And two, they like content as much as we do, because if we face each other, I can't watch it with you because of the Titus curse. So,
but at the same time,
I have to watch it with you because this is my job. So.
Yes.
What will I do? Sophie's choice. That could be fun. That's good. That'll be good.
If Ohio State plays,
we say an 8-9, right?
It would be an 8-9 game.
And then who do we play next? Kansas, right? Would maybe be the one there.
Yeah. I don't know.
That would be a tough draw. I would not like that draw. If Carolina gets Ohio State and then Kansas, I'm just going to say this: the committee hates Carolina.
I always, if Ohio State and Carolina ever faced in the tournament while we're doing this show, I always wanted to be under a circumstance where we both really believed in our teams.
Yeah,
and one of us was going to see our national title upset.
I think we both would try to give it to the other. We'd be
second it gets revealed, we're both going to look at each other and be like, "Oh, you guys are killing us."
Yeah, you guys are going to crush us. Yeah, no chance.
So what are some big picture things we're looking for? So for me, I'll start off. I think one thing that is still hanging in the balance and is slightly suspenseful is who is going to be the number 1 overall seed. I feel like Gonzaga is the favorite, right? Would you agree with that?
Of course.
I think it's not.
They are penciled. They're not Sharpied, but they're penciled in as the number 1 overall
Maybe it's not
seed.
that suspenseful because it's probably going to be Gonzaga. But after watching Arizona run through the Pac-12 tournament without Kirk Kriisa, and the fact that
speak on it,
I don't need to point to the tapes. If you're a Gonzaga fan and you watch the show, listen to the show, you know that I ride for Gonzaga and I will defend the WCC.
Yeah.
But at the same time, running through the Pac-12 gauntlet is harder than running through the W. And they have the similar there's no, if Gonzaga was undefeated or a 1-loss team or something like that, I would say Gonzaga definitely deserves it above Arizona. But I think Arizona deserves the number 1 overall seed. I do.
I believe that as well. And I actually, when they won the Pac-12 tournament, that was my first thought. I was like, wow, so I think Arizona is the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
Then I checked with, the reporters and, the conversation online, and everyone was saying that Gonzaga is obviously going to be the number 1 seed. I don't think it's that obvious. I think Arizona has a great case. I think that obviously, you look at what this team is. If you watch them play, they're so aesthetically pleasing that if you are the committee, I can see yourself saying, hey, this team is the best this year. Yes, Gonzaga, obviously, they're 1A, 1B type situation, but because of the conference and the fact they did it in a major conference and they did it against UCLA, a team that I think a lot of people still buy into to be a title contending team, I think Arizona, it's not St. Mary's, right? I mean, it's UCLA that they beat in a title game. So I think Arizona should be the number 1 overall seed.
I agree with you.
Will that happen though?
But,
that's the question.
Here's the other question: is how much does it matter this year? Because
it matters to Arizona.
It does matter to Arizona. What does this? If Gonzaga is the number 1 overall seed, does it confirm our suspicions that Gonzaga is the new Duke?
Yes.
Just get the
100%.
benefit of the doubt. Isn't that bizarre that we've arrived at a point where Gonzaga? I do think if Gonzaga gets the number 1 overall seed over Arizona, the argument is basically legacy, pedigree of Gonzaga's
this
run,
group,
this
team.
run that Gonzaga's on right now,
undefeated last year,
which is hilarious because 5 years ago it was the exact arguments against Gonzaga was
no legacy. Yeah. 2013, people were pulling their hair out. They're like a team in the WCC is going to be a 1 seed.
If this exact Gonzaga team existed in 2004, they would be a 9 seed probably.
Yeah. Yes, agreed. I think so.
They would have this exact same resume, and the committee would be like, "I don't know if we could trust them." And now it's like, how can we not make them?
They would be treating them like Colorado State or Boise State.
Right.
They're like, if they finish first, we'll let them in the dance.
Which isn't to say Gonzaga's not good. I mean, we obviously believe in Gonzaga, but I think Arizona earned it, and I think Arizona should be the number 1 overall seed.
I think they earned it.
But
that's the right way to put it.
I also think, Tate, this is going to be a chaotic NCAA tournament. I think if you, I'm going to say this before we actually see the bracket, because we know the bracket's going to come out, and we know there's going to be 3 or 4 fan bases that are going to say we are screwed by this draw. This is unfair. How could you give us?
It might be me.
This, How could you give us this draw, and then we have to play this team, and then also this team's in our bracket and all this? I just want to point out, this year there are no juggernauts, so there is no Goliath that if you get thrown in their bracket, the committee dicks you.
I think the general public thinks that's Auburn for some reason. They think Auburn's the scariest team. I've talked to some of my friends.
Really?
They're like, I don't want to be in Auburn's
dude.
I'm like, what?
Auburn.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, I think they're pretty susceptible.
Auburn?
Yeah, exactly.
The last month.
But the PR, the perception of that team, for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they have the number 1 pick potentially. I don't know.
It's because Bruce Pearl. I mean, Bruce Pearl is the
PR of it.
Yeah, the PR of it. He's been out in front of it. He's been a public facing figure all season, and like,
oh my God,
if you're not following college basketball closely, you're still seeing a lot of Bruce Pearl.
You can't help
and
it.
So you'd be led to believe that Auburn is the best team. So yeah, who is like the team? You think it's Auburn, like the team to avoid? Like if you're saying like
I don't think it's Auburn. I think the general public believes that Auburn is the scariest team to face. To me, the scariest team is Arizona by far.
Say you're Duke, right?
Yes.
You're Duke, and you're in a position. Yeah, obviously, Coach K. It's his final season. I don't know if those watching at home are aware of that, but this will be Coach K's final NCAA tournament until next year when he decides to come back because it didn't go so well.
One more game, Coach.
If you're Coach K and you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, I know the committee's going to throw me a bone. They're gonna do me a favor and give me an easy path.
Yeah.
One last hurrah. What does that look like though? Like what teams is Duke avoiding though? You know what I mean? Because like a lot of years, it's like, well, that means definitely do not put Duke in this region. This year, Gonzaga and Arizona seem to be, for doing tiers, they seem to be
no way Duke's
the
in either
top
one
tiers.
of those. Yeah.
But I don't know if Gonzaga is like, when Baylor and Kansas are rolling, like, are they that? I don't think there's a huge gap between these.
I think they're going to put Duke in Baylor's region. I think that Duke has history. Remember 2010, an Elite Eight matchup that, I mean, if you watch that game, you would think.
No, I'm not asking you what so who are they trying to avoid is what I meant.
Who are they trying to? They're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid Arizona. They're trying to avoid Gonzaga, and then they're down to play either one of those Big 12 schools. I think Duke's fine to match up against Kansas. I think they're fine to match up against Baylor.
Who's the scarier 2 seed, Kentucky or Auburn?
Kentucky.
Kentucky is if
Kentucky likes each other, you know what I mean? This team, I really like the way that they play. They obviously shot so poorly in that Tennessee game, and I think a lot of people that soured them on this team. But we've learned over the years in March, conference tournaments, they can help a little bit, but they don't necessarily dictate what we're going to see in the following week. So I don't put too much stock into that. So Kentucky to me is much like if Kentucky went on a run and won the title, I still would be like that makes a lot of sense to me. You know. As we compare them to 2012.
Yeah. What else is there? What else are we waiting to see? One thing that was interesting to me, I saw a lot of people talking about because Villanova wins the Big East tournament. They have now, I think, positioned themselves to expect a 2 seed. I think that's a safe assumption that Villanova is going to be a 2 seed.
They should be a 2 seed.
So the question becomes, because a lot of the teams that are falling on the 2 line seem to be SEC teams, which matters insofar as like the geography as we're mapping this out, which teams go to which region. Villanova this season, Tate, purposely did not play in the Wells Fargo Center like they usually do. They usually do like half and half for the big games. They'll play in the Sixers arena. They purposely did not play a lot of games there because that is the arena that is hosting one of the regionals.
Yes.
And if you play, there's like a rule, if you play too many games in one of these arenas,
home court,
it becomes a home court and you can't play there. So basically Villanova has tried to finesse the system to get placed in the Philly regional. Now we're going to find out here in a little bit whether that's going to work. So I think that's going to be interesting to see because I think when you're talking about things to avoid, that would certainly be something. If I was a 1 seed, say Kansas, Kansas gets sent to Philly. They're probably not going to. Kansas is going to get sent to Chicago, I think.
Probably Baylor, right?
So it'd be Baylor. Yeah, if you're Baylor and you're the 1 seed to Philly.
That's a good draw.
And then you look up and Villanova's your 2 seed.
That's not what you want.
That's not what you want.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That and that's really the 4th one. So whoever goes to the East as that 4th 1 seed, and they get the Villanova draw. Yeah, it's going to be Baylor.
It's going to be Baylor because the other 3 won their conference tournaments. They have that like trump card of being hot, and Baylor doesn't.
And then the 2 line is Kentucky, Auburn, Tennessee, right? So 3 SEC teams in Villanova.
I think that's going to be the 2 line.
Yeah. And so Duke goes to the 3 line.
Because Duke falls to the 3. I think Purdue could have maybe had an argument to be 2 if they beat Iowa today.
Yeah, maybe above one of those SEC teams.
Who else? Like Wisconsin, Texas Tech. Is UCLA back in the 3 discussion? I don't know.
I think UCLA is a solid 4.
Illinois was probably on the 3 line and not anymore.
They're a 4
too. You can't lose in the first round.
I think those might be the 2 scariest 4 seeds as far as talking about who could win the regional and make a run as 4 seeds. UCLA, Illinois. Like if I'm a 1 seed and I see those teams or my 4 seed, to me those aren't real true 4 seeds, right? As far as the talent that those teams possess, especially Illinois with Kofi Cockburn. That's a matchup nightmare potentially in the tournament. Oh, we're going, right?
We're live.
at Gumbel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on. It's happening.
Oh, man. Seth Davis, right back where we left him. 19 years of doing this. I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Seth's done this for 19 years.
Well, this whole crew has done it for 19 years together. Clark, Seth, Greg.
Cool.
Not 20, 19.
Oh, man. What
we need the closed caption.
Yeah, we do. We can't hear what they're saying. I don't love that.
Well, Seth Davis gave himself 2 thumbs up right there, so that's good. That's good to see. We'll just read through it. We'll parse through that. I can't believe we're here, by the way. I mean, we started this morning in New York City for the listeners at home. We got on a flight. We got back to Los Angeles around 11:30, and we came straight into the studio, and here we are. And now we got college basketball right in our face. And there's Gonzaga, number 1 overall seed.
Is that
right?
the number 1 overall seed, or is this just like
just showing the team?
We're showing.
I think we're just showing the team.
I don't know. I think that just.
There we go.
Confirm. That would confirm that they're the number 1 overall seed.
Oh wow, and they're playing Georgia State.
I like that matchup for Gonzaga. I do. I think Gonzaga.
I think they win that one.
I like that. That's a good matchup for you. That's a bad matchup for Georgia State.
Yeah, tough draw for Georgia State. Okay, here we go.
Off.
Boise State at the 8 line.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Boise State Gonzaga. That's a little geographical rivalry game there, Tate.
Oh, no. That's the first hit. That's the first hit of the day.
We're
playing. Oh my gosh, we're playing the bingo of what we want to see. Memphis at the 9 there, aka Memphis State. Oh, UConn's at the 5. Here we go. Man, we're rolling.
Go.
So UConn will be in Buffalo. They'll have a ton of fans there. We just saw at the Big East, UConn fans. They're traveling. They're really excited about this group. Dan Hurley is the anti-hero of the Big East. Let's see who their 12
really
is.
Good.
Oh,
New Mexico State. Okay,
that's a tough matchup.
All right, so here's the thing you have to. I gotta think through this. We're ripping through these too fast because I want to stop and think about
Arkansas 4 seed. Here we go. 4-13 games.
You can't pick every 12 to beat every 5.
No, of course. You only get 1 or 2.
You can only pick 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's New Mexico State.
I don't think it's New Mexico.
But it might be.
Oh, Vermont.
No.
That's a bad draw.
No.
That's a bad draw from us. That's a bad draw.
No.
In Buffalo, Vermont, in Buffalo. Oh my
no.
Arkansas to Buffalo. Bad draw.
Oh no.
That's Bama.
6 seed.
In San Diego. Shout out to Mace, who's over there fist pumping for the 6 seed. I mean, Alabama's another team that you wouldn't be surprised if they made a run to the Elite 8. I mean, they have all the
Notre Dame got in and Rutgers both.
Let's go. This is good.
Wow.
ACC Big Ten, baby.
Wow.
Rutgers should have gotten in. I mean, I know that some of the metrics don't say so, but
you know what's funny is when you say ACC,
they passed the eye
test. An ACC Big Ten game, my mind goes to Notre Dame being the Big Ten team and Rutgers is the
absolutely.
ACC team.
I think so. It checks out. Maybe we make a trade in this game.
Oh my gosh,
that's cool though. That's great for Rutgers. I'm really happy for Rutgers. They've had some great moments this season.
Man,
look at that. All right, we're taking a breath right now.
I like Rutgers to.
Oh, and we're back. Texas Tech. The 3.
Wait, what are you watching? What's going on here?
We're ahead of it.
We're ahead of the broadcast.
Yeah, we're ahead of the broadcast over here.
What the?
Montana State beat them to it.
Wait, are we really ahead of the broadcast? How is this happening?
Well, Fox is getting
we got a mole in the.
No, Fox is getting
the selection committee?
Scooping it. We're scooping it right now. We're woging this. We're beating them again. Michigan State. I bet Michigan State's the 7th seed. Oh my goodness. Yes.
What is happening?
Greenville, South Carolina. There. So Sparty down in Greenville. That'll be fun.
Montana State.
Oh.
I'm trying to think through my. I'm gonna pick chaos in this tournament.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Foster Lawyer versus Michigan State.
This is the Foster Lawyer game.
Oh my God.
I'd take Davidson here, right? This is Davidson all day. Sam Meninga.
Oh,
this is
I don't know.
That's a bad draw. That's a. They were 2 seed.
Turks are 2 seed.
Are you kidding me? That is, and they're playing in Greenville. That is crazy. Dude, I told you the biggest. You told me that they were a 3 seed. You're crazy, dude. You don't know Coach K. Cal State Fullerton. Shout out to my guy Joey Brooks. Let's get that upset. Let's get that upset, Joey. Let's get that upset. Oh my God.
Duke a 2 seed.
This is unbelievable. This is the last year of this, by the way.
Oh my God.
This has got to be the end of this.
Oh my God.
So Gonzaga Duke is a great draw, though. Mark Few versus Coach K, the passing of the baton.
God.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. It's not going to get Duke's not making it to the Elite Eight.
I don't think so. Maybe though. I mean, that's a great draw for Duke. Let's be honest. Duke gets to play Cal State Fullerton, then play Davidson probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know,
dude,
because I think so. What jumps out to me immediately is obviously Duke is a 2 seed, which is just
insane.
Like absolutely,
Texas Tech
actually insane.
Should be aggrieved.
It's actually insane that Duke's a 2 seed. But Michigan State Davidson is the Foster Lawyer game.
Yes.
I think
if you don't know Foster Lawyer, look him up.
You're jumping to this is good for Davidson.
This is great for Davidson.
I think Tom Izzo says like this is the most important game I've ever coached in my life. I cannot let this asshole beat us. I just can't. I simply cannot do it. I think a fight breaks out before Davidson wins this game. That's where I'm leaning towards. I think Tom Izzo.
He has a lot of respect for Bob McKillop though. He won't be fighting.
If Foster Lawyer beats Tom Izzo, you're going to see Tom Izzo do a Roy Williams where he looks in the mirror and he's like Roy Williams did, where he's like, I let Brad Davison in.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
Quit. Yeah,
I quit.
That's what's going to happen to Tom Izzo. I don't think I can pick against.
We also have the opportunity though for Michigan State if they do beat Davidson to Izzo stops Duke again because you kept bringing up 2019 and this would be 2019 all over again. So there you go. Keep an eye on that.
Oh my God.
Foster Lawyer is averaging 17 points a game. That is unbelievable. I thought Sam Meninga was their leading scorer. I really did. But
no, dude, Foster Lawyer's been killing it.
I know
this is going to be Foster Lawyer's going to try to score 40 against Michigan State,
and they're going to have a ton of Davidson fans in Greenville, by the way. So
yeah,
it's going to be that'll be an interesting game.
But I think it feels like it might be too much. You know, it might be too much pressure on. Like it's too because this is lining up well for Michigan. God damn it! Because the last show we did, I was going in on Michigan State and how this isn't a Michigan State team you should believe in.
They could go on
a
run. A 7 seed is a great seed.
They have none of the hallmarks of like a Tom Izzo 7 seed Michigan State team that goes on a run.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in a great position where the cards are stacked against them and playing Davidson.
Yeah.
And playing a former player who can just light it up and is going to be carefree and you know. I think like Michigan State they're gonna convince themselves they're underdogs in that game, and then you got Duke in the second round. You're definitely an underdog.
Memphis and Michigan State both have the most upside in this bracket. Where it's like Memphis. I mean, if they get past Boise State, which is saying a big if right there, because Boise State's a really good team.
Yeah.
But Memphis versus Gonzaga, you know what I mean? That's the kind of game that Jalen Duren plays up, and it's he maybe imposes his will a little bit on Timmy. So that could be an opportunity there for some shock.
Boise State gives Gonzaga a much better game than Memphis.
Well, Boise State will beat Memphis.
I don't know if Boise State's going to beat Memphis.
But that's the thing. If Memphis can get past Boise State, like as we were doing the Big East, we're like, if St. John's can get past Villanova, all the bets are off. I like Memphis. I think they're fascinating, and obviously they're a different team as Memphis State. We've seen that enough this year.
That Arkansas Vermont game jumps out to me too. That's
a bad draw.
That is definitely fascinating. Throw the bracket back up there. Let's see the bracket again. Man, so UConn is the 5. All right, boy, this is going to be a fun tournament.
Yeah, this is a fun region, to be honest. Honestly, you could talk yourself into a lot of teams here. I mean, really Alabama, Texas Tech.
Rutgers and Notre Dame making it in is pretty surprising, to be honest. That Notre Dame made it in, I think.
Dude, but whoever wins that game. They could make a run, kind of similar to UCLA. If you told me that Rutgers went on some crazy Elite 8 run from the play-in game, I'm like, not shocking this year.
I like Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I like Texas Tech.
I like their defense.
Half. Yeah. I like Texas. I think I'm liking Texas Tech to the Elite 8. But I'm going to have to think about it. I need more time to think about it, Tate.
Yeah, we're going to do a show tomorrow morning and do our whole bracket experience. So this is your first time joining us. This is a watch-along reaction. First thing you see. I can't believe Duke's a 2 seed. So this is what this is for. Greg Gumbel's back on the screen. But tomorrow we're going to actually fill out the brackets, actually give you breakdowns based on the matchups. And here we go. Arizona, 1 seed. They're probably upset that they're not the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah,
which I like.
Like I said, I don't know if it ultimately matters that much because they're going to San Antonio, right, rather than San Francisco, and I don't know. It's probably about the same. Like it's all kind of semantics and doesn't really matter other than just like
look at Kirk,
pride. Other than just like saying, We did it. We were the number 1 overall seed, and
hang the banner. They just want to hang the banner.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see who their 16 is.
Bryant? Dude, no respect for Bryant. No respect whatsoever for Bryant.
There you are.
Bryant was a team that I've been on. Shout out to my guy Sammy P. I've been on Bryant for a minute, like the last couple of years. Peter Kiss has been Peter the
Peter Kiss
leader,
is loved by the people.
He's the nation's leading scorer. He plays for Bryant.
Yep.
And the dream all season has been Bryant getting a 15 seed and playing Duke as a 2 seed.
That's what I was.
I really thought that Bryant had a chance to now they're in the play-in as a 16. That sucks. Seton Hall is an 8, a team that was hot for the Big East tournament, and then they played like garbage.
I'm glad they're in, though. I mean, that was a team I believed in the Big East all year, so it's good to see. Wow, TCU for Seton Hall.
Where are you seeing that?
You see it? I'm ahead of you.
How is this happening?
I love this. This is my favorite part. Yeah, I feel like I have the insight. There you go. TCU fired up. TCU's that's a tough out for Seton Hall right there.
Yeah, that's I like that draw for Arizona though. Neither one of those teams scare me if I'm Arizona.
Yeah. That's
Arizona's the Sweet 16.
Oh my God, and this is even
Houston
better.
Houston is a 5 seed.
Yeah.
If Houston doesn't beat Memphis today, I swear to God, Houston should have been on the bubble.
That was their first quad.
I'm picking
the
12 seed. I don't know who it is. Put the 12 seed on. Put them on the
UAB.
Done.
Yeah.
Oh, Jelly Walker. Done.
I'll
done.
take UAB.
Done.
Yeah, that's a good.
Go.
That's a good.
Put it on the bracket right now. 12. Put UAB.
Yeah.
Go.
As we were saying, you can only pick 1 or 2 of those, and that's probably the one to pick.
Oh, Illinois.
I like Illinois there. Illinois, Arizona again, dude. 2005 vibes.
I know.
Let's go.
Oh, Chattanooga.
That's a tough match. That's a bad matchup. I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Chattanooga's good. Illinois, you cannot catch a break. They cannot catch a break.
What do you mean you can't catch a break? Like
Chattanooga's a bad draw, but everyone else, they can beat UAB.
Illinois is
That's just a game that Illinois, I think, maybe overlooks Chattanooga, and Chattanooga's a really good team. So that's what concerns me. Colorado State, 6 seed. That's respect. They should be, but it's good to see.
Colorado State's a fun team. What? Oh, what?
You're about to see.
This is breaking my brain.
You're about to see Michigan.
Up here before.
Michigan.
Oh my God. That's gonna be a fun game, dude.
Well, Michigan's in. There you go.
David Roddy versus Hunter Dickinson is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's a good matchup.
David, please, for the love of God. David.
Well, there you go. The Michigan fans, they were throwing out that the metrics and the resume is all going to come back to help them in the end. So there you go. They're in.
Tennessee's a 3? Are we serious?
Tennessee got screwed.
Duke took Tennessee's. Oh my God.
That's crazy. That really is. That's egregious.
Insane.
That's egregious.
That is
so
actually
bad.
insane.
I actually feel bad for Rick Barnes. Like that's so bad.
Longwood. All right.
Okay, Tennessee can handle the Lancers.
Jim, you got something to say? I saw Longwood popped up, and it looked like you started smiling.
Jim's laughing.
The old me.
The old you would have chimed in.
Yeah, I'm mature now.
Oh, here we go.
Colorado. Oh my God, we're a 7 seed.
Told you, dude. Told you you're a 7 seed. Buckeyes. Who we playing? Please be Carolina. Please be Carolina. Oh, Sister Jean! Oh, even better.
Okay.
That's a pretty good matchup. You versus Sister Jean.
I'll take it.
Jim, start making the memes now. Titus versus Sister Jean.
I'll take it. Listen, I'm just happy to be in the tournament, honestly.
Yeah, congratulations.
The way Ohio State coasted the finish line, it just feels nice to see a 7 next to a. We have to win that game. We have to beat Loyola.
You got to beat Sister Jean. That's for sure. Villanova, the 2 seed.
I actually like that matchup for Ohio State if we can beat Loyola. I would like to play Villanova. God damn it! I'm going to talk myself into Ohio State maybe.
Man, Villanova is the 2 with Arizona is tough.
It's so funny my reactions between this year and last year, because last year I was like,
you're like line them up.
Line them up.
Yeah, you're like
Doesn't matter.
Roberts fell out. Yeah, I think we all learned
This
our
year.
lessons. We all learned our lessons last year.
This
I
year-
think I laughed at Buzzcut Brad as well. I think I was making fun of playing Buzzcut Brad.
This year, I'm trying to
He had
talk myself.
37.
I'm trying to talk myself into how we can beat Loyola, and then how we can beat Villanova.
Yeah.
And, what's gonna happen there? So, all right, this region stands out to me. We don't need to see this. We understand Lucas Williamson. Lucas Williamson. I think is from. Let me look this up. I gotta remember this.
Where's he from?
I think is he the guy from? No, it's the other dude. It's Braden Norris is who I'm thinking of. Braden Norris, Loyola's second leading scorer, is from Hilliard, Ohio,
Nice.
Central Ohio. Yeah,
Nice.
so he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna have 1,000 points against us, and yeah, and there's gonna be like some feature about how he grew up an Ohio State fan, and he's motivated to kill us. And
Yeah.
Sister Jean's like clapping with their rosary in her hands, and
As far as like Chris
Damn it.
Holtman trying to avoid an upset in the first round, he got the worst team to play. As far
that is a must win.
You
That
know
is
what I
that
mean?
is as big of a must win.
that is a huge must win.
So
Year 5.
What stands out to you with this? We're looking at this region.
That I thought Villanova and Arizona could independently go to the Final Four. In my head, you know what I mean? As I was thinking about it prior, now, this is loaded. This is a loaded region. I mean, Illinois is serious, Arizona serious, Villanova serious. I mean, and then Tennessee is probably one of my favorite tournament teams because of their 3-guard lineup. So
Tennessee should be a 2 seed.
yeah, Tennessee got absolutely screwed by Duke. I mean, this is crazy.
This is a pretty loaded region because Tennessee should be a 2 seed. Villanova is obviously very good. And,
they have two
and it's one of the
seeds in
biggest
this
tournaments.
region.
Yeah.
And Illinois is probably a 3 seed, really.
Yes.
I mean, without losing to IU like they did. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
if Illinois beats IU, they're a 3 seed, which
Yeah. That's a lot of if and wins
did it.
and conditionals. But at the end of the day, this is. I mean, if you're Arizona, you started out you feeling really good with Seton Hall, TCU as 8 and 9, and then I think you look down and Houston as your 5. But I think you look down from there and you're like, wow, we got a lot of talent. Even like a Michigan is a scary 11.
That's gonna be a fun game. That Michigan-Colorado State
Yeah.
game. That's gonna be fun.
I think this is a really interesting region. This might have my attention, for the rest of the tournament. I don't really know how this plays out.
Yeah.
I could talk myself in circles.
I like
with all these
I like Arizona's draw to the
Yeah.
Sweet 16. Seton Hall and TCU don't necessarily. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a disrespect thing. Like both those teams can obviously beat Arizona, but you're gonna have to play. You're looking at like the 8s and 9 seeds that are out there, and I think if I'm Arizona, I would. rather play
you
one of
could have
these
played
guys.
Carolina if you're Arizona. Instead, you're playing. Seton.
Yeah, which would have been even better. But
Nah, Steve Robinson would have had an emotional.
no,
game.
I mean Seton Hall was hot, and then we saw them in the Big East tournament. I mean, they were uninspired.
Yeah.
We saw 2 uninspiring performances from them, and again, it's hard to like put too much weight into what you see in these conference tournaments. But
sometimes it does show you something. At least to be like Providence. I told you after I saw Providence.
yeah,
I think the magic is over.
I don't think you take. I think conference tournaments for me, you don't look at results. You look at process. You look
Yeah.
at vibes.
Yeah.
And you see like how a team is vibing, and maybe you lose the game, but you're like, that's all right. I feel like Indiana's a good example. They lose to Iowa, but you're coming out of the Big Ten Conference tournament.
Feeling good
You're
about it.
It's
Yeah.
good vibes, good vibes all around. Providence does not have good vibes in the Big East.
Not at all.
I don't think Seton Hall has good vibes coming out of the Big East
I
tournament.
don't think so either. And TCU is a scrappy team, so that's a tough matchup for Seton Hall. Here we go. Look at this. So Ohio State. I mean, that's test. I thought we had another. Did you see that on the
What?
bracket? It just says test right now. I thought that was a new 1 seed. I was like, wait a second,
Oh.
what? But yeah, 2 regions. We got it.
We're. Wait, I think I know why you're laughing. I think I know why they're laughing. Jim, did you do that? Did you put test on there?
No. But you could blame me. It's fine.
That was funny. Oh man. All right, so Arizona. I don't like that Bryant got a 16. I wanted Bryant to switch Bryant and Cal State Fullerton, put Bryant with Duke, and that is if Bryant was playing Duke in the first round, I'm talking myself into Peter Kiss scoring 42 points and ending Coach K's career.
Coach K does not like West Coast basketball teams, traditionally, historically. He does not fare well against them. That's what I like about Fullerton. And Fullerton's a tough team. You know what I mean? Like Duke will win this game, obviously, but I don't think Fullerton's going to make it easy on them. And as we've seen with this Duke team, they don't like when people get physical when they have to actually talk on defense to each other, they don't really enjoy that too much. So I don't know. It's an interesting game. I like Bryant though, and the fact they have to play a play-in to even be the 16, that's even worse.
All right, here we go. Kansas is next up. What are they? No, they're the Midwest, right? They're in Chicago. Is that what they said?
Yeah. This is what Coach K was trying to get as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Starting in Fort Worth. That's good for Kansas. Think they'll handle that in the first round. I actually feel really good about Kansas going in this tournament, by the way.
Why is that?
Because I've been waiting for McCormick to take that next step. And I think that he is finally playing.
See, this is
good enough.
This is a good example of an 8 seed that I wouldn't want to play.
Yeah, San Diego State. Yeah, it's a tough one.
I would not want to play.
Oh,
yeah. See, this is if I'm Arizona, I look at this 8-9 game and I'm like, thank God
we dodged that one.
We dodged that one.
Yeah,
I would rather have Seton Hall TCU than the San Diego State.
I thought Creighton looked like a 6-7 seed. What I saw at the Big East tournament, as far as the talent on their team. So I mean, that's Kansas. That's a tough draw. I love Iowa celebrating. Look at this. Oh, they're the 5 seed. Oh, okay. Well, take Richmond. I got Richmond. I'm all over Richmond.
What?
I'm all over Richmond. I'm all over them. That's my squad. I love the Spiders. Iowa's already won their championship.
Richmond's already won there. Richmond did that today as well.
Nah, this isn't a Georgetown situation. I believe in this Richmond team.
Okay. All right. Famous last words.
Yeah, I know. They're going to pull this clip up. Here we go. The Friars, Cooley. Ed Cooley, the best. 4 seed. That feels about right. I mean, Jackrabbits, great draw.
That is.
If you're the Jackrabbits, you got to feel good about that.
Yeah,
that's who you want.
Yeah, I think.
If you're like looking at the 4 line, you're like, give me Providence.
Vegas is gonna set the line at like South Dakota State's favorite by like 1.5.
That's
like
a pick 'em. That's no doubt.
Then Providence fans are explaining why Vegas is wrong.
Yeah. They're like Kim Palm and Vegas hate us.
LSU.
Wow.
6 seed. How about that?
Good job, Will Wade.
You
did it, Will. Leader of men. Who are they fight? Oh, Iowa State.
This is a
hot start to
this season. Is a bad vibes game. This is a game where like both fan bases are like, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not true. Iowa State
cares.
They're happy to be back in the tournament, but like they started hot, and boy, has it been.
And LSU, I would be surprised as to what they. I mean, but it'd be great if LSU. What if they, without Will Wade, they're a better team? Like all that talent, like goes together, and they actually play well.
Ooh, Wisconsin Colgate. That's interesting. Colgate is.
That's a bad match.
Shout out Rob Stone, Colgate guy. Colgate was like. I gotta look this up because I had this brought to my attention the other day and it blew my mind.
Shout out to the Raiders.
It blew my mind. What is Colgate's situation? Colgate started the season, Tate, 4-10, and they're hot. They have gone 19-1 since then in their last 20.
Wow.
They started 4-10.
I like that.
19-1 in their last 20.
That. So that's an upset. That's a maybe pencil in an upset there.
USC is a set like. This seems a little crazy to me because USC and Ohio State both are 7s.
Miami and
USC feels much better than Ohio State to me.
Mm-hmm.
As a guy who's watched a lot of both of those teams, I would believe in USC far greater than I would believe in Ohio State. And
there's no Drew Peterson on Ohio State. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I love Drew Peterson, but yeah, I mean USC's a much better team.
I think USC deserves a better seed than the 7 seed.
Pac-12 gets no respect. Like it is a joke on our show. Like we do the Pac-12 update, but when I saw it was only 3 teams, and you look at the seeding of the 3 teams, you're like, wow, they have no respect for the conference race in the Pac-12. Auburn, the 2 seed here, so there you go.
That's a good football situation with USC, Miami, and Auburn.
Football school.
LSU's on there. Jacksonville State, Auburn. I do like Auburn to win that, obviously, but.
Dude, Auburn, USC. That'll be if USC gets.
That's a good draw for Wisconsin. Yeah, that's a good. All of that bottom half's a good draw for Wisconsin. Really, this entire thing's a good draw for. You got Wisconsin and Providence, the 2 luckiest teams. and this is. There are a lot of teams in this region that are like, oh, this is great for us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams saying that.
I think Iowa feels good about it too.
Yes, Iowa has talked themselves into being the best team in the Big Ten, which they kind of went out and proved. They won the Big Ten tournament.
They were great.
Auburn is a team. You know, if we would have done if we would have had the selection show 6 weeks ago, Auburn might have been the
overall number one.
Mm-hmm. They have fallen in a big way. I don't mean to say that it's a disaster what's happening with Auburn, but
pretty good draw though.
You watch Auburn play now, and you're like, this is a completely different team. Like all of the mistakes that have reared their ugly head have not really been addressed. They're just kind of content with like saying, this is who we are. We're going to ride this out.
It seems like they go into the game and they're like, there's no way we lose.
Right.
And they do the same things. And you're like, this is why you're losing.
Wisconsin and Providence are two of the luckiest teams in the tournament. Like they are mirror images of each other in terms of like every game comes down to the final possession.
Yeah.
They seem to find a way to bank in a 3 to win it. So if you're a team that's going up against one of those guys, you're like, that's perfect for us, because I don't actually think either one of those teams are very good. I do think Wisconsin's better than Providence, much better than Providence, as it turns out. Throw the bracket back up. I was going through the bracket. So Wisconsin's the 3, Providence is the 4. Iowa, Iowa's very good, but Iowa last year, what happened with Oregon is going to be fresh on everyone's mind. I saw you tweeted that today. You think Iowa's better suited to make a run this year than last year, even though they lost Luka Garza, Joe Wieskamp, C.J. Frederick.
And I don't know if it's because just the makeup of their team or whatever. Because obviously with Garza, you play at a certain pace because you have Garza. But I like that they can run up and down, and I like that they can match the athleticism of someone like Oregon. That was the problem last year. I mean, Oregon looked like, it was the JV and the varsity. You know what I mean? And I feel like with the Murray brothers, they just match up better aesthetically, and they're more aesthetically pleasing when I watch them play. You know what I mean? I can talk myself into them. And Bohannon, if he keeps shooting like this, you have like a specialist, like a Lee Humphreys.
Having Keegan Murray as your go-to guy versus Luka Garza, it's not a conversation of who's better or not better. It's a conversation of like what's better suited for
today's game.
When disaster strikes in the NCAA tournament and you need someone to like pull you out of the hole your team is in. Keegan Murray is better suited for that than Luka Garza.
Luka Garza cannot, and he's a great talent. He's a great big, but he cannot lead the break. He cannot get a rebound and start the break. He cannot bring the ball up and settle things down. He cannot go ISO and get a bucket for you when you need a bucket. You know what I mean? And the guard play was the problem with Iowa, right? That's what we saw against Oregon. It was like the guard play is not good enough, but I think Murray being able to take, the burden of the ball handling at times, they're just a more interesting team, I think, than they were last year.
I love this draw if I'm Iowa. I just love
besides Richmond,
because this whole bracket is like I said, you can poke holes in every, like LSU literally doesn't have a coach. They're the 6th seed. USC I do think is I don't know, 7 seed sort of feels right. It's just like to see USC as a 7, Ohio State as a 7 is crazy to me, because I think USC should be higher than Ohio State, but. This is a region that I think, like Kansas.
LSU should have been the 7, and USC should have been the 6 here.
You believe in Kansas more than I do. I just think Kansas doesn't play as great a defense as I would like them to, and I don't know. Like Remy Martin was playing a little better in the Big 12 tournament, but
the Big 12 tournament got me excited, and I do think Agbaji is a transcendent enough of a talent to get a team to a Final Four. I'm not saying they're going to win the title. They're not my favorite to win the title, but I like the mental makeup of the team.
That 8-9 game is awesome. San Diego State Creighton is going to be great. I think either one of those teams could beat Kansas. So this region jumps out to me as like it could go a million different ways. Yeah. It really could. Like I could see Creighton going to the Final Four with this draw. I'm not kidding. I'd have to think about it, but this one is wide open to me. Which probably means it's going to be the most boring, and Kansas is going to play Auburn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I also could talk myself into that. Here we go.
But this, that one to me is wide open. All right, final one here.
The East. Baylor as the 1 in Fort Worth. That'll be a home game. That'll be good. Shout out to Scott Drew. Just building a program. Norfolk State.
We're still on bubble watch with Indiana, by the way.
Yeah.
We're still on bubble watch with, like, Wyoming. Notre Dame getting in and Rutgers getting in is I don't know if that's great
Michigan.
for IU or there we go.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew they were going to put us against Baylor. Classic. After Duke gets a 2 seed too. Insane.
What
Carolina
did you
finished
expect?
1 game back of Duke in the ACC. They're an 8 seed, and Duke is a 2 seed.
Did you really think Carolina was good? Oh.
Classic. You hate to see it.
You guys played Marquette recently?
Nah, Marquette owns us in the tournament historically. If you know anything about history, 1977, you can look it up. Oh, man. Terrible draw. This committee hates us.
More.
The basketball Illuminati hates us. How do we get
Carolina has to now play the worst 1 seed if they get past their 9 seed game. That's terrible. Sucks for Carolina.
Oh, man. Indiana's in.
There we go.
There you go.
Ooh, Hoosiers. Hang the banner. Banner number 6 in Assembly Hall. Made the NCAA tournament in the playing game.
Indiana's a great Dayton team, though.
Wyoming was a team that I was really excited about a few weeks ago, but they've kind of lost their luster.
It's a good matchup for Indiana.
They've lost their luster a little bit. I like Indiana in this playing game, and then St. Mary's. I don't like.
I like St. Mary's in that.
I don't like that matchup for IU, but
yeah,
that's okay.
But if IU gets out of Dayton, that's
my
a
God.
success. Oh, here we go. This is great. Yes.
Ooh,
LeBron James
dude,
game.
that is LeBron game.
Yeah,
you're right.
Where did his loyalty lie? Is it UCLA?
That's
going to
be a the MAC has won. The MAC has won a game in each of the last 3 tournaments. Did you know that?
Oh my God! If Akron took out UCLA,
Akron and UCLA they both like to slow it down, and it'll be a grinded out affair. Texas is what? No, Virginia Tech done. Move them on. Go.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech.
That's a great draw for Virginia Tech.
I love that for Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Virginia Tech was a tournament team all year. They just had a really slow start. Here we go, Purdue. Wow. Even Purdue might be upset about being a 3.
No, Purdue. The idea of Purdue has persisted longer than like the reality of Purdue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we talk about Purdue, it's always like the ideal version, and it's time to now like address the reality.
Yeah.
Purdue is not a 1 or a 2 seed.
Yeah.
They belong a 3 seed.
Yale, Ivy League champs.
Murray State's a 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Murray State's won 20 in a row.
Yeah, 30.
That is there we go.
Murray State's got great fans.
Playing in Indy, by the way.
Yeah.
Murray State will be playing in Indy. Who are they playing? Who are they playing, damn it? Tell us, Greg. Oh.
That's a good game.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
That is a great game.
Both those teams should be higher seeds, but I mean, there's nowhere. But like San Francisco is better than a 10 seed. Murray State's obviously 30-2. They're better than a 7 seed. But yeah, wow, that might be one of the best games of the first round.
That's
weirdly enough.
That's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Like that's one that you at home you'd be like, well, I won't even watch that, but you should. You really enjoy that game, and we love the Dons here on this program. Oh, there it is.
Kentucky, Murray State in Indy in the second round, maybe.
Dude, Kentucky, Carolina, Elite 8 rematch.
what are you talking about?
Oh man,
dude?
that's what I see.
What are you talking about?
That's what I see. Oh my God, Luke May game all over again. Oh my
Kentucky,
God.
Carolina.
Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy.
You just went from saying you had the hardest
crazy.
draw.
Well, look, you got to win the games, but it's a tough draw. But when you come out, it feels even better. Yeah, I see a path.
Kentucky, Murray State in the second round, though, is that jumps out to you. What else jumps out to you about the East region? This is you said this is a terrible draw for Carolina. Why is it such a terrible draw?
Such a bad draw. I mean, to play Baylor, I mean, the talk of the town, the defending national champions, but maybe you get them on an off day, but it's not even about Baylor. It's about Marquette. Marquette owns Carolina in the tournament historically, literally owns us. Maybe 2012 is the one thing you could point to and say, hey, they did well against them then, but that doesn't matter. Shaka Smart is a guy that, Carolina fans fell in love with at VCU, wanted him to maybe, come down and entertain the idea of the job at one point. I don't know. It's a bad draw. And Shaka has owned North Carolina. If you watched basketball when he was at Texas, owned North Carolina multiple times over the years. So he knows North Carolina basketball. He knows how to stifle it. I think he's a really good basketball coach. But I like Carolina's team better than Marquette's team. But History says take Marquette.
Who's Dawson Garcia cheering for?
This is the Dawson Garcia game. Man, talk about like who is better for their team to leave, Amani Bates or Dawson Garcia? Because as soon as both those guys are off, it was like the team's just like immediately shot to the moon. I don't understand why, but it just happened that way, even though they're so talented individually. Here we go.
Here are the first four out. What replacements? We're doing replacements again?
Yeah.
Remember last year they did replacements in Louisville?
They didn't even use it.
Louisville was the number one replacement, and then
Yeah.
VCU tested positive and couldn't play in the tournament. And Louisville was like,
we're ready.
Louisville's like, we're ready.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
no, we're sorry. It
Yeah.
doesn't work.
They were like,
that
I'll
way.
volunteer as tribute, and the NCAA didn't answer their call. They were
The NCAA says it doesn't work that way, and you're like, you literally said we're the replacement
Yeah.
in case someone.
they're like,
tests
that was PR.
So Dayton is the first. Texas A&M was a team that just based on the SEC tournament run, obviously, but
I thought they would be in.
it felt like they had kind of played their way in the way everyone was talking, and they weren't even close. It looks like
Yeah.
they had 3 ahead of them. Look at that.
So Indiana, Notre Dame, Rutgers, Wyoming, last 4 in. Feel bad for Dayton. I mean, it's always fun when Dayton can play in Dayton, you know? If I feel like if I'm the committee, why would I not try to make that happen? But Rutgers is probably more fun, and they've had a great season, so I'm happy to have Rutgers in there.
No, you can't. Dayton fans are definitely gonna. Have
they
a
should.
conspiracy that
They
were left out on purpose because the committee thought it would have been unfair for them to play
A home game.
a home game. Yeah,
I see that.
yeah. That's gonna be their thing. So all right,
Also feel bad for SMU. We're friends of the program at SMU. You know, they gave us a great time, so they just miss out. So I hate to see that. You know. I want everybody to make it, like Coach K last year. Remember Coach K when he said everyone should make it? This is a great bracket. I'm really excited about this.
what else do we need to hit on?
I mean, obviously we're gonna make our picks tomorrow. I have to
Let's
marinate
do-
on this. Honestly, I'm serious. Like, who are you picking?
What are some what should we do Kimba candidates? What jumps out to you? Is there anybody that you're thinking that immediately jumps out to? Because like the Kimba, like first of all I should say this because every year the tournament comes around and we've made this a thing Tate where we talk about who could be the Kimba Walker this year's tournament, and I feel like there's a pressure for us to talk about it, but this year
You think there are no Kimba candidates?
I don't really think like it. First of all, we have to define what it is because I think the real definition is that the formula is a team that plays awesome defense, is kind of suspect on offense, but doesn't need to be great on offense because you have one guy that can just go get you a bucket.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But it has somehow morphed into just like a superstar who's going nuts in the tournament to where like you would argue that Carson Edwards was doing like a Kimba situation because he kind of was, but it was also like this feels a little different because I don't know. So for example, like Johnny Davis, I think a lot of people would say that's a Kimba candidate. I would say like I guess that counts.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like Johnny like that doesn't fit because Wisconsin's a good. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like a JD Note is more of like a Kimba.
That's
candidate.
more the spirit.
Yeah.
That's more the
like
spirit.
a scoring guard that is a point guard, but like you said, if we need someone to go score for us in a tight game, we know we can give them the ball.
Right.
And be okay.
A great. You know what might be the best example is Matt Bradley on San Diego State, who averages 17 a game. The second leading scorer on San Diego State averages half that. And San Diego State is insane defensively. That's like the one thing they can do well as a team.
So there you go.
So if Matt Bradley just goes nuts and is carrying them, because I do like that draw for them. I like Creighton and Kansas. I don't know though, because otherwise you're just talking like Keegan Murray. You're saying Johnny Davis, like Baji. You're just pointing out like who are the All-American guards. Yeah, which is not kind of the spirit of what we're trying to do.
You can't just
Kennedy
be like
Chandler
Ty
could be
Washington. Kennedy Chandler.
Chandler could be one.
That trifecta of guards together could be one Kimba candidate. You know, the 3-point guards of Tennessee. They all have their like little games where it's like Ziegler's having his game, Vescovi's having his game, Chandler's having his game. So like together as one, they can be a Kimba candidate. I think. I'm trying to think about who else would really fall into that line. I mean, there's not really a lot of guys. I mean, like a Brad Davison could go off in a game. That's not a Kimba candidate, as we know. I mean, Alabama's got some guard. Note is the best answer, I think.
I think Note is probably the best answer.
Maybe a Trent Frazier for Illinois.
Ooh, okay.
He could be a Kimba candidate because he plays defense also. That's my favorite thing about Trent Frazier. Everyone wants to talk about the offense and the shooting. The guy plays defense and always guards the best guard on the other team. And you got to have that guy.
Jelly Walker of UAB.
Ooh, I mean, what a name.
I like that draw. I love that for UAB. If you're telling me UAB's the 12th seed, you had to pick 1 5 seed for them to play in the first round, it's definitely Houston.
Is that the most likely 12-5 upset?
That
I
everybody's
think so.
going to pick that.
Yeah. Which
And
kind of scares me.
That does scare you. What are the 12-5s? You like Richmond over Iowa, huh? That's what you liked initially when it was
I like Richmond, and so I was a little bit biased there. But, I mean, Iowa's playing great right now, so it would be hard to see that. St. Mary's is a really good basketball team. So, like, Wyoming, Indiana, I don't really see that happening. I mean, I don't want to pick against UConn because UConn fans will bite my head off after I talk to them this week. Yeah, it's UAB. The answer is UAB.
UAB is the 12-5 special.
That's the 12.
I think I do. I think I'm going to talk myself into the Wyoming and Indiana winner beating St. Mary's, by the way. I think I'm gonna do that. So overall vibe. Let's wrap this up. What are we still thinking chaos? We're looking at this thing.
Yeah.
Last night we were doing a show. We were talking. We thought the vibe of this season has led to a point where I'm led to believe that like a 5 or lower seed is going to win the national title this year.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying that because both of our schools are 5 or lower seeds.
No, I like
I'm saying that because it had the ebbs and flows of a season where a team comes out of nowhere. I do not think it's going to be either one of our alma maters. But
no.
As you look at the bracket, what are some what stands out to you in that regard? Like,
well, if you're saying above a 5 seed, a team that I wouldn't be shocked if they go to the Final Four. I mean, I look around like there's not an LSU, there's not a Texas that I see doing that, but like a Murray State could shock people. A USC could shock people and go to a Final Four. A Michigan State could shock people and go to a Final Four. We obviously know Mr. March and what he's able to do. If they knock off Duke, there you go. We have a path, but I don't think this Michigan State team is built like that.
I can't quit on Alabama either, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And Alabama is like one of those.
You can't quit on that because
they could beat anybody.
Yeah, of course. They
Nate Oates is a really good basketball coach, like in-game coach. There's a lot of coaches that are great, CEOs and things like that. Like Nate Oates actually coaches basketball, so I like Alabama in that sense. Yeah, I mean, even UConn at a 5 is interesting. Iowa as a 5 is. I mean, there's a lot of high seeds that you can. I mean, it's chaos. Short answer. The answer is chaos. Okay. I don't see this and think to myself, okay, this is going to be pretty chalk. I see a lot of potential upsets, and yeah.
As we sign off here. So tomorrow we're doing we're gonna marinate on this. Tate and I, you're a little reserved, man. I noticed like when it's live like this and the matchups come out, you're a little like, I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble and used against me. You saw what happened last year when Oral Roberts popped up at Ohio State and I cackled, and then I had that thrown in my face for the rest of the time.
This was the worst draw that Carolina could have gotten. Seriously. Unbelievable. If you know the history of the tournament. I mean, I get,
because 1977 happened one time. So
they've played multiple times in the tournament. Marquette owns North Carolina in the tournament. You hate to see it. But
it's the worst draw.
Worst possible draw. Duke's a 2 seed, by the way. Gotta say that again.
That is insane. That's actually insane.
I'm glad we both were as shocked. Okay.
It's insane. Tennessee should have been a 2 seed, not Duke.
Yeah.
Give us your one big swing. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, we are going to do a live stream. We're going to both fill out our brackets live on the air. We need some time to think it over, though. So we're going to go home and chew the numbers and run through the resumes and all that. Between now and then, give the people a taste. Give us one big swing that you're taking, that you think, that you're looking at it right now and you're like, I like this.
I like Davidson over Michigan State. I don't know if that's
Davidson to the second round is your big swing.
No, I mean, I mean, not that, maybe they go further than that, but I just think like that's the first upset. I mean, overall, the big swing is that. I mean, I don't know. I'm still processing this. I mean, there's a lot of big swings. I mean, I could talk myself into Memphis beating Gonzaga in the second round. That would be a pretty big swing there. But Villanova to the Final Four feels right. But then that means Arizona's not going to the Final Four, and Arizona has to go to the Final Four. I don't know. I'm going to talk myself into circles looking at this bracket.
Okay.
I'm going to need a night. I'm going to need a night to think about it, Titus, honestly. I don't know. Do you have a big swing? I mean, you're asking me for the swings. I don't have any swings. I don't see swings. I'm not in the batter's box. I see a lot of chaos. That's what I see. I see a lot of chaos.
Put me down for I thought when I first saw it, I thought Texas Tech to Elite Eight.
No.
But I'm looking at. I want to talk myself into one of the play-in teams going far.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, I'm drawn to Indiana, but that's way too personal.
Mm.
So the question becomes:
Is Notre Dame going to the Elite Eight?
Is Notre Dame? Is it Notre Dame? Is it Rutgers?
Is it Rutgers? Yeah, it's one of those two, I think. But then I think to myself, like, I'd like Alabama as well.
I swear to God, dude, this tournament's going to be awesome because all these teams are as good as each other.
Yeah, Arkansas, Vermont's going to be a great game.
All of Rutgers could go to the Elite Eight, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah,
Rutgers could beat Notre Dame, Alabama, Texas Tech, Duke, and and if you've paid attention to what Rutgers has done this year, you wouldn't be shocked by that.
No, and they love the moment. You know what I mean? This team is built for this. You know what I mean? If you tell Rutgers this is the path, you have to just go for straight upsets and big shots and big moments. They're like,
all right, pull out. I'm gonna sign off with I'm gonna pick a double-digit seed to the Sweet 16. I got to figure out which one it is though. It's Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah, that's
Virginia
money.
Tech over Texas, and then Virginia Tech over Purdue. I like that.
Oh my God!
I think that's what I like.
Well, see, Virginia Tech is a technical school, obviously, just like Purdue. You know what I mean? So this is they're kind of like looking at each other, like the Spider-Man meme. They're like, I know who you are. And Virginia Tech has been playing tournament basketball since January. So this is a team that you don't want to face.
I think Purdue. I'm going to save it for tomorrow. I have thoughts, but there's a little taste. That's a semi-big swing I'm going to take. I think Virginia. I might have 0 Big Ten teams in the Sweet 16 too. I think I might do that because last year I went the other way and it was devastating. I think this year I might just do 0 Big Ten to the Sweet 16. All right, that's it. Sign us off, Tate.
Yeah, let's do it. Again, it is 9 a.m. It is 12 Eastern. We are going to do our bracket. Is Moses going to do a bracket as well?
Moses is coming in. We're filling out a bracket with him.
All right, so there you go. We're going to have our brackets. We're going to have Moses' brackets. This is Titus and Tate. We'll see you tomorrow morning.